We are discussing plant growth and its development, right? In plant growth and its development, go for the last topic, that is vernalization. What's a vernalization? Now listen here. Beside an appropriate photoperiod, in certain plants, not in all plants, right? In certain plants, right, flower is either quantitatively or qualitatively. Listen the statement carefully. Flower, it means nothing but flowering. Flowering is either quantitatively or qualitatively dependent on what's exposure to low temperatures. It means in certain plants, right, to produce flower, to produce flower, not only appropriate photoperiod, what more is required, sir? Exposure to what, sir? Low temperatures. Exposure to what, sir? Low temperatures. Okay. Now see this statement. Sir, inducing what? Early flowering in plants by pre-treatment at low temperatures. It means take early stages of a plant. For example, take seed embryo. What's a seed embryo or young shoot apex? Sir, this seed embryo, young shoot apex, when they are exposed to what's low temperatures, and after exposing them to low temperatures, if they are placed in the soil, what happens? When they wants to produce flower, before that only they produce as a flower. For example, take a seed. You place the seed in the soil. From that seed you will get a plant. First the plant enters into vegetative phase, then goes to reproductive phase, and then produces a flower. Yes or no? Sir, first you take a seed. Now you expose the seed to low temperature. Exposing the seed to low temperature. Now you place the seed in the soil. Is it okay? Actually, when that plant is going to produce a flower, before that only, now it produces flower, as it is exposed to what's low temperatures. Therefore, inducing what? Early flowering in plants, right, by pre-treatment at low temperatures is called vernalization. What it is called as a vernalization. This is called as a vernalization. Sir, what are vernalization sites? Sites of vernalization. Vernalization sites. Sites of vernalization. Number 1, seed embryo. What's a seed embryo? Seed embryo. Number 2, young shoot apex. What's a young shoot apex? Young shoot apex. Therefore, seed embryo, young shoot apex. These are what's the vernalization sites. These are vernalization sites. It means they should be exposed to low temperatures. Sir, in laboratory, how we can do this vernalization process? In lab, right? How vernalization is done? How this vernalization is done? Take a plant propagule or plant parts. Is it okay? Now you expose this plant, right, sir, propagules to what's low temperatures. What's low temperatures? Sir, low temperatures, how much, sir? 1 to 10 degrees Celsius temperature. 1 to 10 degrees Celsius temperature. And this should be done in presence of oxygen and water. Should be done in presence of what's oxygen and water. Then what takes place? Vernalization takes place. Sir, this vernalization can be reversible. What can be reversed? Vernalization can be reversed. How, sir? Immediately after exposing the plant propagule to low temperatures, Okay, you expose it to high temperatures. Then vernalization is reversed. That reversal of vernalization is called as a devernalization. What it is called as devernalization. Therefore, vernalization is a reversed. How? By exposing what's a plant propagules, okay, which are already exposed to low temperatures, to what? Low temperatures, which are already exposed to what's at low temperatures. See this statement? Sir, vernalization is a reversed. How? By exposing the plant to propagulate, right, immediately to what's the high temperatures. Immediately to high temperatures. Sir, already this plant propagule is exposed to low temperatures. Then what has taken place? Vernalization. Immediately after exposing it to low temperatures, again you expose it to high temperatures. Then what takes place? Reversal of vernalization. What it is called as devernalization. What it is called as a devernalization. It is called as a devernalization. Devernalization. Sir, the hormone responsible for vernalization. What is the hormone responsible for vernalization? Vernalin. Vernalin. Sir, this vernalin is a hormone which is responsible for vernalization. Vernalin hormone. Vernalin hormone. It is responsible for vernalization. Vernalin hormone is responsible for vernalization. Sir, this vernalin hormone is a hypothetical hormone. It is a which hormone, sir? Hypothetical hormone. It means till now it is not isolated from plant. Already we got one hypothetical hormone. What it is? Florigen. Florigen is a hypothetical hormone responsible for flowering. Yes or no? Whereas this vernalin, it is a hypothetical hormone responsible for vernalization process. Right? Therefore, vernalin hormone responsible for what's the vernalization. Responsible for what's the vernalization, and it is which hormone? Hypothetical hormone, right? In some important food grains such as wheat, barley and rye, two types of varieties are possible. What are they? Spring variety and winter variety. What and what? Spring variety and winter variety. Important food grains. Important what's that? Food grains. Important food grains. What? Such as wheat, barley and rye. How many types of varieties are possible? Two types of varieties are possible. Right. Therefore, important food grains such as wheat, barley and rye, with two types of varieties. With two types of varieties. With two types of varieties. Sir, what are the two types of varieties, sir? What are the two types of varieties? First one is a spring variety. Spring variety. And second one is a winter variety. Winter variety. Winter variety. Is it okay? Now listen the statements carefully. Sir, take a spring variety. What's a spring variety? Sir, if this spring variety is grown in spring season, okay, if spring variety is grown in a spring season, right, it normally flowers and produces grains before end of growing season. Before the end of which season, sir? Before the end of growing season. Before the end of which season? Growing season. See this statement? Sir, we are taking spring variety, sir, and we are culturing this spring variety, growing this spring variety. In which season? Spring season. Then it produces flowers and produces grains. Sir, grain is a common name of what, sir? Caryopsis fruit. Yes or no? Grain is a common name of which fruit, sir? Caryopsis fruit. Caryopsis is a type of dry indehiscent fruit. Yes or no? Caryopsis is a type of dry indehiscent fruit. Right? Okay. Therefore, produces grains before end of the growing season. Before end of what, sir? Growing season. Okay. Now you go for the next one. Which variety, sir? Winter variety. Winter variety. Is it okay? Sir, winter variety when grown in. Here we are seeing two conditions, two cases. Case 1. Listen. Sir, winter variety when grown in spring season. Winter variety when grown in spring season, what happens? It fails to flower. And does not produce grains until second year. Statement is important. Until what, sir? Second year. Until second year. See the statement? Sir, we are taking winter variety and we are trying to grow this winter variety in spring season. What happens, sir? In spring season, winter variety growing in spring season. What happens? It fails to flower. So we are not getting the grains until second year. Sir, go for case 2. Sir, we are taking winter variety and we are trying to grow this winter variety in autumn season. Is this statement okay? Sir, when winter variety grown in which season, sir? Autumn season, what happens? Sir? Undergoes vernalization in winter. Undergoes vernalization in what, sir? Winter. Therefore, in winter, what happens? Vernalization. In winter, it undergoes vernalization. Whereas in spring season, inflorescence development is completed. In which season, sir? Spring season. Therefore, in spring, what happens, sir? Inflorescence development is completed. Inflorescence development is completed. Is it okay? Right? And in summer, in which season, sir? Summer. In summer, you will get the grains. In which season, sir? In summer season or early autumn. In summer or early autumn. Again, I will write this statement. In summer or early autumn, grain production. In summer or early autumn, you will get the grain production. See this case 2. Sir, in case 2, what we are doing? We are taking winter variety and we are growing this winter variety in autumn season. If winter variety is grown in autumn season, what happens? Vernalization was done in winter. In winter, vernalization takes place. Inflorescence development is completed in spring season. Inflorescence development completed in spring season. Right? Whereas we are going to get the production, grain production, when sir, in the summer or early autumn. In the summer or early autumn. In the summer or early autumn. Okay. Now listen here, what this vernalization is doing. Sir, vernalization decreases the duration of vegetative phase. Decreases the duration of vegetative phase and makes the plant to enter into the reproductive phase early. So early flower production. If flower production takes place earlier, automatically the next coming fruit and seed will be produced in earlier stages. Yes or no? Right. Therefore, sir, vernalization, what it is doing? Vernalization, right, what it does, number one, decreases duration. Decreases duration of what, sir? Decreases duration of a vegetative phase. Decreases the duration of vegetative phase. Number two, makes plant to enter what? A reproductive phase. Makes the plant to enter what's a reproductive phase early. Makes the plant to enter reproductive phase early. Number three. Sir, vernalization helps in earlier flowering. Yes or no? Earlier flowering. Earlier flowering. Is this statement okay? Right, sir? Which phytohormone is a substitute for vernalization? Gibberellic acid. We already read this statement. Gibberellic acid is substitute for vernalization. Gibberellic acid is a substitute for what, sir? Vernalization. Gibberellic acid is substitute for vernalization. Okay. In first year, right, we read about annuals. One statement we read about these annuals. What is sir, annuals, right, annuals produces flowers and fruits only once in their lifespan. Produces flowers and fruits only once in their lifespan. Therefore, sir, annuals are monocarpic. Yes, sir. Annuals are what, sir? Monocarpic. All annuals are monocarpic. All annuals are monocarpic. Now you take biennials, right? What, sir? Biennials. Biennials. Sir, all biennials are monocarpic. All biennials are monocarpic. Monocarpic. It means in their lifespan, a biennial produces flowers only once. Means it produces fruits and seeds only once in their lifespan. What's biennials? Now you take perennials. What's perennials? Now you take perennials. Sir, these perennials, right, some perennials are monocarpic. Some perennials are monocarpic, whereas majority of perennials are what, sir? Polycarpic. Majority are polycarpic. Majority of perennials are polycarpic. Is it okay? Now you take a biennial, sir. What's sir? Biennial. Sir, biennials, best examples, number one, carrot, Daucus carota. Carrot, Daucus carota. Right? Second one is a cabbage, Brassica oleracea variety capitata. Brassica oleracea variety capitata. And third one is what, sir? Sugar beet. What's the third one, sir? Sugar beet. Sir, carrot, cabbage, sugar beet, all these are what, sir? Biennials. Sir, bi means how many? 2, right? Therefore, lifespan, it means growth for how many years, sir? 2 seasons. For how many seasons? 2 seasons. It means its lifespan is for 2 seasons. Sir, in first season, what happens? In the second season, what happens, sir? Sir, in two seasons, if you take the first season, vegetative growth takes place. What takes place in the first season, sir? Vegetative growth takes place. Vegetative growth takes place. Sir, during vegetative growth, a plant won't produce a flower. Yes or no? Whereas if you take the second season, if you go for the second season, in the second season, it enters into the reproductive phase. It enters into which phase, sir? Reproductive phase. It means it starts which growth, sir? Reproductive growth. During reproductive growth, it produces what, sir? Flowers. Flower production. In which phase? Reproductive phase. Means reproductive growth. That takes place in which season, sir? Second season. Is this statement okay? Therefore, if you take a biennial, in the first season it shows vegetative growth. Flower production won't be because it is in vegetative phase. Whereas in second season, it enters into the reproductive phase, starts reproductive growth and then starts producing flowers. Is it okay? It means a biennial plant, right, producing flowers in its second season. After flower production, right, pollination, fertilization takes place. Then after fruit and seeds are formed and then plant is going to die. It means before its death, a biennial plant is producing flowers only once in their lifespan. That is during which season? Second season. So biennials are monocarpic as they are producing flowers only once in their lifespan. Sir, this biennial can be made to produce flowers in the first season itself. How, sir? By exposing the initial stages of this biennial. Initial stages means what? Embryo of a seed. There is a seed embryo. Young shoot apex to what? Low temperatures. Therefore, sir, if a seed embryo or young shoot apex of biennials exposed to low temperatures, then in the first season itself, a biennial can be made to produce flowers. How? Because exposing to low temperatures means vernalization takes place. Vernalization is decreasing the vegetative phase. It means the duration of vegetative phase decreases. Yes or no? Duration of vegetative phase decreases. Automatically, it enters into the reproductive phase. In early. As it enters into the reproductive phase earlier flowering can be seen. Is this statement okay? Therefore, biennials before completion of their lifespan produces flowers only once. Therefore, all biennials are monocarpic. They are supposed to produce flowers in the second season, but by vernalization process, we can make it to produce flowers in the first season itself. Is this statement okay? This is about what's vernalization. Vernalization, right? Number one, go for first one. Anti-aging hormone in plants. What's anti-aging hormone? I am speaking about plants, right? Anti-aging hormone in plants. Anti-aging hormone in plants. What is this anti-aging hormone in plants, sir? Cytokinins. Cytokinins is the anti-aging hormone in plants, right? Number two, second one. Sir, take a coleoptile. Sir, this is coleoptile, sir. Sir, we are exposing this coleoptile to light, sir. Exposing the coleoptile to what, sir? Light. Exposing the coleoptile to light. So automatically this becomes which side, sir? Light side. This becomes which side, sir? Light side. Whereas this becomes dark side. Becomes which side, sir? Dark side. Now listen, sir. On dark side, I am inserting a mica sheet. What is inserted on dark side, sir? A mica sheet is inserted. Mica sheet. If a mica sheet is inserted on which side, sir? Dark side, then no curvature is seen. No curvature. Curvature means bending. Bending of coleoptile does not take place. Okay, right? Sir, I am taking another coleoptile, sir. Okay, right? And this coleoptile is exposed to light, sir. Okay, therefore this becomes which side, sir? This becomes now light side. This becomes which side, sir? Light side. Whereas this becomes which side, sir? Dark side. This becomes which side, sir? Dark side. Now I am inserting the mica sheet this time on the light side. Now what is inserted? Mica sheet is inserted on which side, sir? Light side. Then curvature is seen. Bending takes place. Curvature, bending takes place. Is it okay? Right? Now listen this statement. Sir, phototrophism and geotrophism are under the control of auxins. The phytohormone responsible for phototrophism and geotrophism. The phytohormone responsible for what, sir? Phototrophism and geotrophism. What? Auxins. Okay. With this we completed right chapter plant growth and its development. Right? Thank you.